cage, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? For most of us, it's this. The commercially manufactured cage. What I like to call the pet store cage. So we're anxious to get our pig home and all set up. So first thing we do is we put that nest box in there, make it nice and cozy. Nest box of our pig glue. We want them to get plenty to eat, don't we? So we're going to put the hay rack right in there, give him plenty to eat, make sure he stays hydrated. So we're going to want to add a water bottle to this. There we go, nice water bottle. So there it is, it's all set up. Pig paradise, just put a little bedding in there and we're all set to go. So now all we need to do is add our pig, Charlie in this case. Here he is, Charlie. He's all set up now in his guinea pig cage. Does that look like he's got a lot of room? Not really. Okay. Some people say that having your guinea pig live in one of these cages is like a person living in their bathroom for their entire life. To me it's almost like more like a front porch. You come out of your house and you have to live on something the size of your front porch. There he goes back in his house. A new technology called CNC or cubes and coroplast cages has emerged over the last couple of years. And it's called CNC because the grids that form the cage were originally used to build storage cubes, and coroplast because the black plastic bins are made of corrugated plastic with the brand name of Coroplast. I like to call the CNC cage the popular secret, and it's popular because there's thousands of them out there that have been built over the last few years, either as do-it-yourself projects or ordered as kits. And a secret because probably 90% of guinea pigs are still incarcerated in these small pet store cages because that's what's being mass-produced today. So the purpose of today's video is to change your concept of what a guinea pig cage is from this to this. A much nicer and healthier environment. Now admittedly, this is a very large cage. At BlueStoneCommerce, this is one of the largest cages we make. It's meant to hold about 6 guinea pigs. And so we make a variety of cages, and you can certainly get a smaller one than this. But a point I'd like to make is we don't make any that are this small. We just consider this to be an unhealthy environment for your guinea pig. Now your guinea pig's life is going to be a lot better once you've gotten them into a bigger cage, a CNC cage or otherwise. But we believe that here at BlueStoneCommerce that a guinea pig cage should make your life a lot better too. And one problem we see with a lot of cages, and CNC cages included, is that you're provided with quite a small opening to work with. One problem we see with having a small opening is just reaching in and grabbing them. You can only get one hand in there. You can't get both hands. They tend to scurry around. Now a cage of this size may have as much as 10 to 20 pounds of litter in it. So when it comes time to clean your cage and you have to shovel 10 to 20 pounds of litter out of this thing, and you have to reach the entire cage and pull 10 to 20 pounds of wet bedding out of this thing, gets to be a tedious chore. And then after you've done that, you've got to clean the cage bottom with a vinegar and water solution using a sponge, and you got to be able to reach this whole entire area through this tiny opening. Then following that, you're going to replace the bedding, 10 to 20 pounds, again shoveling it in through this tiny opening and spreading it over, make sure it reaches all areas of this cage. So this whole enterprise becomes quite a tedious proposition working through this tiny hole. It's just not the optimum situation. Okay, this particular cage is called the Colonial Homestead. This happens to be a 2x4 multi-level configuration, and we've got a few innovative solutions to the small opening problem. To begin with, the entire roof or top is a lid. It folds right up, allows easy access, easy to get both hands in there to pick up your pigs or pet your pigs or feed them, do simple maintenance chores like that. When you're building it, you can make a choice. You can create one large lid like this, makes it easier to open the whole thing all at once. Or if you prefer, when you're building it, you can build it with 2 separate lids. Smaller one on each side, that opens separately. Allow you to get at one side of the cage at once, or of course, you could open both at once. So that's your choice. A decision you would make while you were building it. Now, even though this arrangement makes it easier to shovel the bedding out and to do your cleaning and to pour the new bedding in, this is not the way we recommend to do that. We actually added another feature. This whole front is a fold down tailgate, which allows easy access to this whole bed. Okay, and then the front edge of this folds down. And if you slide it out just a little bit, you could put a wastebasket down here. Just simply scrape the bedding right out into the wastebasket. Easy to reach all corners of it, as you can see. Clean the whole thing. Easy to do. And then when you're done, after that front edge is out of the way, it makes it easy to pour your new bedding in. Very simple. A lot more efficient than cleaning through that small hole that other cages have. Now this lower level, or middle level in this case, obviously is not going to have a flip up lid because there's a level above it, but we still have this tailgate feature, which allows you to fold this down. Same thing, easier to catch your pets. You can put both hands in there. Still allows you to fold this down. Pull it out a little bit if you wish. And again, scrape the bedding out. Easy to reach all areas to wipe. Okay. And you can still pour along the front edge. Put it back in. So still much easier than using a small access hole. Now this is a connector of choice for most CNC or coroplast and cube cage sellers. It's a simple press-on connector. You just simply press it on, and actually that's the advantage of this thing. It's really easy to apply. You just push it on, and to us at BlueStoneCommerce, that's also the disadvantage of this thing, because if you can just press it on, you can also pull it off, or it can vibrate off. And so what we've done is we believe we've upgraded. And this is the connector we use. This is a tie wrap, or you may know it as a zip tie or cable tie. Very simple device. But the advantage of this is this has a 50-pound tensile strength. Now here we have a couple of excerpts from a video that I made previously comparing the strength of press-on connectors that a lot of sellers use to put together their CNC cages. Here's a 10-pound weight on a joint that's put together with two press-on connectors. As you can see, 10 pounds makes that joint fail quickly. Now here's a joint made with two tie wraps, two cable ties or tie wraps, and there's 50 pounds on this, not 10 pounds, 50 pounds. And I'm going to attempt to lift that 50 pounds. And you can see I have difficulty holding that, but that joint is solid. It's still together. Those last demonstrations should have made it obvious. Cable ties or tie wraps make an extremely sturdy and strong cage. This is a cage that's going to last not only for years, but for decades. Now around where I live, a cage like this costs somewhere in the order of $35 to $45 at a pet store or at the mall. And so you could just imagine what a cage like this would cost. I mean, if you could even find the thing. I've seen large bird cages that were smaller than this, and I'm sure you have too, for going for the $700 to $800 range, much more than you'd have to pay for a cage like this. Obviously, it's a lot of cage for the money. When you consider that the average pig lives around 5 years or so, that works out to only about $4 a month. And if you own multiple pigs, and you probably wouldn't be looking at a cage this large unless you owned multiple pigs. If you owned 4 pigs and you had to buy 4 pet store cages, you'd spend about the same as you would to buy this anyway. And plus you get the additional storage on the bottom for storing hay and other supplies. And even if you only owned 1 pig, you just want him to be a happy pig, you're only talking about an extra $3 a month over buying that small pet store cage. And he'd live a lot happier life.